Go into this story a little bit, Mark. Black Widow will have multiple Black Widows. This sounds like Ken's backyard in his new house.
God, I know. That was a great episode.
A lot of Black
Afghans,
Widows.
What happened?
He's got Black Widow spiders in his backyard.
Okay. If I was renting a place,
Yes.
and there were multiple Black Widows, the real Black Widows, I would not move in.
Okay.
Did he know that before moving in?
I don't think so. But
So
here's the thing with Black Widow spiders: they are not an aggressive spider. You just have to be very careful as to where they are because they like dark places like shoes and they like damp places. So you always have to look in your shoes if you've seen them before.
But what happens? They could bite you?
Yeah, and it's a deadly bite. Also, they've started mating in California with the brown recluse, and now there's brown widows, which are very, very dangerous spiders. So you just got to be careful. That's all. And the brown recluse is known to be a little more aggressive than the Black Widow, but we have them around.
I have
just can't.
silverfish.
You have silverfish?
Yeah, silverfish are everywhere.
Yeah. Have you hit an exterminator? You gotta right on. All right,
Good
so multiple Black Widows.
Multiple Black Widows. Rachel Weisz was speaking with IGN where she kind of revealed that there's going to be multiple ones. So she plays a Black Widow. Florence Pugh, is that how you pronounce her last name? Is also a Black Widow, and then she teased that there's a number of Black Widows, and that comes precedent set that it's a product of the Black Widow Ops program.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the 00 program.
Correct.
Right? So a number of assassins that go to train, become these assassins, and so we're going to get a little bit deeper into that.
So like an origin story of all the Black Widow situation. And
Which is taking place chronologically when?
It's taking place, this is a prequel.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting
prequel to
everything.
I think it's even takes place before the Avengers, the original Avengers. So you know how Black Widow and Hawkeye talk about what happened in Budapest?
Yes.
So I think we're going to see that.
Okay.
And I think, because I know they're filming in Budapest, there's even people teasing, they've been asking Scarlett Johansson, well, is Jeremy Renner going to show up? And she says, wait and see. I think it's pretty obvious that Jeremy Renner is going to be in this.
Don't you think if he wasn't, she would say no?
I think that's
know.
a pretty good assessment of the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She would, but at the same point, when you say wait and see, then he doesn't show up, well, who knows?
Do you like
But he's showing up.
What is David Harbour cast as? Who is David Harbour?
I would
cast
imagine
as?
I don't know what he's cast as, but if I was guessing as to what his character might be, he is like one of the heads of the Black Widow operation. Or is he the villain? I don't. Because he plays a pretty decent villain.
Totally.
Here's the thing: is I love these. I've talked about it on this show and many a show before. I love origin stories. I love all that kind of stuff. Right? I love the fact that we're getting a prequel. We're getting an origin as to what the Black Widow, because Black Widow, David Harbour's Black Widow movie character is the Russian Captain America.
You announced that David Harbour was playing Captain America. At
Are
the
you
top of
serious?
this show.
What?
That's hysterical that you did that. You pulled that out of thin air.
I did. I am a clairvoyant, ladies and gentlemen. You guys can follow me at clairvoyant on Twitter. Bing, bang, boom.
Red Guardian might not be the biggest name from the Marvel Comics. He is an important one. Interesting.
Wait, say that again?
Red Guardian.
Oh, Red Guardian is his name. That makes sense. Everything that has to do with Russia is red. Yeah.
Red Sun.
Yeah. Red Square.
Yeah. Red
Red
Scare.
Curtain.
The Red Scare.
The Red Scare.
That's a good one.
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn. Oh, I love Red Dawn.
The first one.
Yeah, there's no other movie.
Yeah, correct.
That remake didn't happen.
No, it's not that good.
Now let's name things that rhyme with red. Bed.
Ted.
Okay, so there's going to be multiple Black Widows in this movie.
Stay on target.
Yes, and
What do you think?
about that.
Yeah, all that.
I've said this many times before. She is not my favorite Avenger. So I
Never understood how she beats people with just a gun.
Oh, dude, she'll kick your ass.
I know, but
She
you're
does the
fighting
flippity
aliens from
flips.
outer sky.
Yeah. She made those aliens her you-know-what.
Because of that, I'm actually excited to understand her a little more.
Okay.
And to get down to it, because one of the reasons she's not my favorite Avenger is she hasn't had a trilogy telling me why I should care about her.
That's true.
So yes, she's made appearances in tons of movies.
But neither is
obviously.
Hawkeye. Do you like Hawkeye?
I do like Hawkeye. I feel a little more connected to Hawkeye's story.
Because you met him on a farm? Because you met his family?
Yes.
Okay.
But I also have struggled with that as well. I feel like when you have Iron Man, Thor, Cap, these people who you've even we've had more Hulk, people that we've grown with, it's harder to have your favorite one be somebody who's popped into everybody else's movie, everybody else's story. So I'm excited to fall more in love with her because I think she is well cast, and I'm interested in all of these other names that are going to be playing the scary thing in Ken's yard.
Do you remember the vision she had in Age of Ultron? That's what got me.
Remind me.
So it's like
Go on.
ballerina. She's like,
yeah.
It's like
Okay.
foggy, and she's like walking in, and there's like a bunch of girls, and there's like this ballerina theme, and it's. I can't remember it that much. I know
Yeah,
there's
I know
going
what
to be
you're
some
talking about,
fans
though.
out there that probably know a lot more than me, but that got me interested, and I think I know what you're saying, and I think this movie's going to remedy that.
Right.
And I wonder how it will
It's-
connect overall, other than being a prequel.
And is
Remember how we felt about, and it's a little different because they had 10 years of footage, but remember how we felt about Wonder Woman in BVS versus how we felt about Wonder Woman in Wonder Woman? When it's somebody's movie and somebody's story, you're given a completely different chance to see them.
Yeah, but I loved Wonder Woman in BVS.
I thought she was fine, but I didn't feel connected to her. I felt like she was fine. You loved her?
I loved her.
But I love Gal Gadot.
Yeah,
I love her, too.
I love that she showed up the way she did.
Yes.
It was such a great reveal.
But if Wonder Woman had come out prior to that, I think we would have been more invested. Same thing with the Batman movie.
I tend to agree with that. Yeah, I mean, you get, especially because Wonder Woman was a prequel, so we get her backstory. If she then would have showed up like she did in BVS, I think the audience would. I mean, they already did because it's Wonder Woman. She's iconic.
It's the same thing with Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
It's the same problem they had without having a Batman movie.
Yeah, for us to jump on board with Batfleck before we just put him in a Justice League / BVS. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's not specific to women. I'm just saying.
I mean, we don't really even know the storyline to this whole thing other than, so I'd imagine the Black Widow program, you're going to find an origin story. She's the cream that rises to the top, or all of her compatriots get killed by Red Square. What's his name? Red Dawn? Red Man. Method Man and Red Man. Red Guardian.
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian.
Well, here's the Black Widow Ops program from like the Marvel Wiki page.
Okay, hook it up.
And it was the Department X's espionage training program, which plays a critical role in Natalia Romanov's life, based on the Red Room facility. That's one of the things that I think they're going to hear. The rumors I'm hearing is like Red Room.
Red Room.
Which
Murder
is a
backwards.
Cold War program to train the deadliest female spy in the world. It was created due to the success of previous sleeper agent, the Winter Soldier.
It's set between the events of Captain America: Civil War and Avengers: Infinity War.
What? Is that what they said?
Oh,
What happened to Budapest? Okay, that's good.
Flashback.
There's got to be some
yeah.
flashbacks, and there's going to be some origin story.
Well,
kind
then
of situation.
that excites
What happened
me.
to Budapest, guys?
Yeah.
That I like.
Blame
Is
it
that
on
true?
Budapest.
Wait, so Cine for but perhaps biggest. Okay, he confirmed it. Great.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. And then
See,
I'm
remember
guessing,
initially when we were talking about this movie, I had thought that a Black Widow movie would take place between the
Snap.
Yeah, because we see what she's
Heard
been up
that
to.
as well.
But that was more of a hope than a guess.
tracking down Hawkeye, is that what we're thinking? Or going around keeping the world together in between the 5 years? That was what I wanted.
But now not.
Now not. And because we talked about it, Christian didn't like that either, and I don't think, did you like that idea? I know
Which?
Christian didn't like the idea of like filling in the time between the snap and
I love that idea. Are you kidding me? Because I thought some of the best moments in Endgame was when it flashed 5 years later, and especially Scarlett Johansson in Black Widow was so upset. And like that great scene with Steve Rogers coming in, I think it would have been interesting because she was like on it. She was like, and she was also looking for Hawkeye. I know that. So that to me is a little interesting. I know that the Hawkeye series might delve into, at least some of the rumors state that it might delve in, but then they announced that it's going to be him training the next Hawkeye. So I don't know if that's happened anymore, but I would have loved that because then I think it could have led into, should we issue spoilers for Endgame?
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
If it's are they gonna redo Scarlett Johansson? Could she be saved, or is she dead?
I think she's dead.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
think
is
she's
this her
dead,
last
dead.
thing? And then, well, if it's
Do you guys wish that this movie happened before Endgame came out?
it's a good question.
That's a really good question.
Not necessarily, but I think it would have maybe helped to go to your previous point where you haven't really cared that much about Black Widow because she hasn't had her own movie. So if we would have had a Black Widow movie before Endgame and then the events happen, would you have cared a lot more?
I think probably.
I think probably as well. I would have.
I don't think probably. I think definitely.
Yeah.
I think had we had a Black Widow movie that really investigated the 5 years in between the snap, because we have a world that we could have built there. And now we are leading even more into Endgame because we see the world in the peril that it's in, right? Because a lot of the times in Endgame, when they cut to what the world looked like, it reminded me of The Leftovers. It made me very happy because I loved that show. And even more so to an extreme because you lost 50% of the culture or the world as opposed to, what was it, 1%?
I think 3.
3% of
It was either 2 or 3%, yeah.
And it was always very
2 or 3%. Somebody tell me.
Yeah. Can you figure?
Sure, it's 2.
It's
2?
2. You're the big Leftovers fan too, Code, right?
It was either 2 or 3. I haven't seen it in a while, but.
But anyway, it was in some of those places where it's so creepy and quiet in the world that it had become when you lost the 2%. That's some of the fun stuff that I loved in Endgame, was seeing what the world had turned into, because it didn't turn into like pandemonium. It was just we lost all these people and there was so much ancillary just trash and things that you couldn't really even take care of because there weren't enough people to take care of it, is what I'm getting at.
100%.
And I'd love if that world was built before Endgame. I really do. I'm with you on that.
We talked.